early smoke. No matter what, alternate attacks gain nothing yet again.
That flash timing works out, but here comes Acor behind Crisby. Crisby now going down. That's 2 for Acor, 1 for Lom, and attacks with 2 players standing. Double flashbang from the CT side. That allows Glace to peek wide. Markey able to trade it back, but now it's 2v1. Comes in from Highway. Acor expects it. North Academy take it. 14-1. This is clean, and it is concise. Alternate attacks. I mean, I think it's a bit of a cliche to say, Flakes, but this pistol round's important.
You're 100% right on it being a cliche, but I mean, what else can you say, right? I mean, it is just hilarity that kicks in right now. You have to begin to pump the comedic machine. Because almost, I feel like if you don't go to that sort of route, that sort of level of conversation, then it's belittling in nature to alternate attacks, because I know they're a better team than this. But Cobble is not looking like they're showing. They look like they're out of this one mentally, physically, every sense of the word. I feel like things can improve from them in the second half, and I certainly pray. But I think we can all safely consider that North look like they have this one locked down.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's starting to shine through from attacks that I don't think they believe in the comeback. We saw it towards the later portion of that first half where, again, they're just peeking before smokes pop. They're missing smoke grenades because they're throwing them on the fly as opposed to setting set smokes. And not because, they're trying to rush into the bomb site, but simply because they could have afforded the map control. Nobody was trying to contest them. They could have lined it up perfectly, but they're just half-assing things at this point. And that's a shame to watch. To me, it's a sign of a weak mentality, but we can't read into it too much. It is, of course, attacks now on the CT side. They're down by 13 rounds, and North might have sealed the deal. It's hard to judge the characteristics of a team when they're not even trying their best anymore. But that's arguably a characteristic in and of itself, right?
Yeah, it's all something that kind of plays into what the game's all about, and that's one of the reasons why I love Counter-Strike. We get to kind of witness these tales unfold and witness teams go through trials and tribulations that define their run through leagues like Premier. As for now, with 1 minute 17 coming up through the clock, North under pressure to make a play. They know full well that they want to end this one 16-1, and that is going to be something that rubs at them somewhat as they go into this round, just to make sure they do get the job done. And you can see them almost opting for what is their bog standard pistol, and I kind of like that. I think there's a lot of respect for that, because they're not going for anything changed up. They're not going for the disrespect play just because they know they've been able to take advantage of alternate attacks. Instead, they play sensible, they play smart against them. Markey, an early headshot. That's all well and good, but is the second going to come through? Is he being swiftly overwhelmed? But Tizian, what is that? Sprays them down the USP. Semi-automatic, apparently. And a triple for him so far.
Acor's all that's left. He's been pinched behind the stables. 36 health as bullets just rattle through the wood. He's a dead man after one hell of a shot, though. Pops Tizian, no big deal. Makes it look easy, but again, this is a matter of time. Die, would you? Okay, here we go. Alternate attack's going to take the pistol. So there we have it. Nice little hold from Tizian. He stays quite on his toes inside connector. Sure enough, the pistol should be converted, but North Academy probably going to force behind this, and you can never count them out. They are a very strong team with Deagles and Tech 9s, and that can be very scary. I will actually praise their assortment of pistols as well. I love teams who go into the double Deagle, double Tech 9, and then one P250 with utility, because it gives you the ability to pick from afar off the Deags, close the distance with Tech 9s, and then that P250 player should be your utility execution. So it's a very nice rounded force buy. This time, of course, they keep 3 Deags, and with the range of Cobblestone, I think that they can justify exactly that, seeing as they are going to the A site. But nice buy from North. We'll see if they can convert.
Going to have to wait and see for now. The frag grenade already going to rolling out through the doorway just to try and scrape on some early damage as the rifles position themselves to a key here. They literally have to be far back. They have to be just one notch of many different angles that isn't defined by that close range ability. It all has to be from glimpse. The minute they get close, those pistols have a field day. Sure, yes, we're talking about Deagles, and 100% agree that, of course, the Deagles can find those longer range shots, but for the most part, those rifles always going to have an easier task at range. Mertz creeping on around, looking for that pick towards door. has the chance to get the jump on Marky. But what does that mean? Well, apparently the early frag. Second as well comes on in. Mertz now looking for a third. Very close towards door. Jumps to the rifle. Oh, that could be a punishing blow, but somehow he's still standing. How has he not been traded just yet? The UMB finally puts the nail in the coffin. But is it too late?
Yeah, the bomb is yet to cross. Lom's still going to be sitting behind the stables, has support from Glace, and Glace is the man on the ump, so he needs to be the playmaker. He needs to section off and ensure safety to the T. Lom, thanks to the flashbangs, been able to get himself into the open site, and that's a bomb plant for Glace to play off of. Now, Lom, do not peek. Do not get caught out of position. Just try to buy time at this point, because the CTs have to come barreling in. They've got one kid on Tizian, but no longer utility. And they're both coming in from the cross. Next to the APC, Glace gonna have the call, thanks to Lom, who's dealing damage, but not enough as the UMPs reign supreme. It's down to the 1v2. Glace is positioning, back, rounding the truck, trying to spray through the pole, but that's gonna cost him. Alternate attacks with the retake, but a damn near round from North.
Yeah, very, very close stuff. Down to the wire for all intents and purposes. A 2v2 that could have gone either direction. But alternate attacks, they do pull through, and that does start to put them back in this game. Not in the big picture sense, but if you look just at round by round basis, then it's a chance for them to build into something, as they have control of the economy of North, and they disallow North the idea of forcing here. Instead, North will actually just sit on some P250s, some Deagles again, no Kevlar this time around, and it is going to be them acknowledging that they have to take a step back.
Poor Glace tries to pry in from the doorway and takes one to the dome instead, so he's convinced to fall back. Lom's going to try his hand, and he gets a grenade. Nice little one tap. Oh, 2 from Marky. Near 3 as well, but Acor with the Deagle's going to find one frag. Ekfin holds down mid, so the bomb has crossed, or at least attempted to, as the flashbang holds it back. He's been pinned, and he has been killed. Alternate attacks now 10 points behind, but not done here.
Big number, small number, put them side by side, twist them together. Who knows what can happen? Let's not shut alternate attacks out of this one just yet. Let's just see how they can do up against these buys. That's really when you're going to see them tested. Bear in mind, North only 2. Now, in a race of endurance, a race of stamina, only needing 2. Well, that gives a significant advantage over on towards North in terms of those one-trick pony style rounds where they do just go for some set piece that puts them on a sight, some clutch play that gets them around. Whatever it may be, the number is 2. That is the number we call upon. So far, however, it is going to be just a nice and long base default. They're going to put 3 players over on towards A, all of which looking towards A long, ironically, just to clear off these close angles. They will flash themselves through, but they don't have to worry about any opposition as alternate attacks. Much more bothered about contesting mid and contesting back plat. We talk about individual duels. There's one for you. Gade versus Tizian. Gade coming out on top.
Nice little flashbang to lower mid, though. Mert's going to have to come clear this. He knows that they took an initiative, and so he snubs it out. 5 versus 3, the favor of North Academy. Bombs still starting to shuffle inside the museums, and it's Marky with a frag as Stefan takes another. So 2 lost duels. Going to kind of hinder the T side here. They had a clear advantage, but attacks have done a good job of shuffling it back. Meanwhile, Marky caught in the cross and down for the count as the T side start to execute in. There's just no defense to hold them. Crisby, the only man on the cross, and the smoke will section him off. Now what do you do?
Gotta wait it out. 30 seconds. It's a lot of time for the CTs to really work with here. They have to make a decision how they want to approach it. Is it going to be that balcony plate? I mean, they have the utility to make that work, in fairness. The Molotov and frag grenades both being utilized, trying to see if they can catch Glace off guard, but nothing really comes of it just yet. Stefan really should actually be waiting for that peek, and he kind of gets away with it, but by the skin of his teeth, and allows the dink to come through, which makes Mertz's job just that little bit easier, as he may well be blind, but they can't slay him. He gets the re-peek, he gets a kill. Stefan, now 19 HP. That's not much at all. North Academy. There's that round. On towards 15. One more set piece, one more clutch play, and this game is done.
Yeah, I mean, when you have such a completely one-sided first half, I mean 14-1, it only gets, there's only one step worse than that, and it's 15-0. So they have such little wiggle room to play off of. It's unarguably a matter of time before North punch this through, or else it's going to be one of the craziest comebacks I've ever watched. And it's possible. Could always happen, but realistically, we should keep ourselves grounded and not get our hopes high. Tizian, inside of the smoke, though, he will find Gade, tries to switch to the AK, and could just pummel rounds down range. He's going to, and a volley of bullets comes returning towards his direction. Smoke to section off the firebomb as Acor is still hiding. Attacks with a man advantage. North Academy with their work set out for them.
Or just wondering when he should either make a play forwards or backwards. It's up to him to move the line at this point. He is in control of the situation. Lomi, looking like he's ready to move up on towards A. Stefan, gonna take himself a fight here up against Akor. Wins it wholeheartedly. Very nice headshot from him. Accelerates alternate attacks, puts them in a 2-man lead. That makes North's job just that little bit harder. As now, the hard situation begins to unfold them over on towards the A site. But they're not really on the site, they're just within mid. And making that cross, well, that's where things get harder for them. As yet again, there's just a CT around a corner, around the block, ready to cause problems.
I'd love to see them change direction, punch through connector and go to the B site, but they're just going to come up into the crossfire set, and while they stand in the open, they're losing bodies left, right, and center. Marky going to have to go for the reload, but it is Tizian with the last frag, so Lom is gone. And North Academy still yet to close out this game. Alternate attacks still coming back to life. 10 rounds consecutive is what they'll need. North Academy not going to go for the force buy. Interestingly enough, the 5 Deagle play. Literally by definition, the deco. There's not a cent spent on anything else. It is Deagles across the board.
Harsh askers already. Just eats up Akor. Seemingly so simple there. Can't really expect too much from these Deagles, but we are going to see how it unfolds either way. As the frag grenade is going to greet Gade. He's going to walk out anyway, staring fear dead set in the face. As Glaze holding an angle, Mert's like, okay, well, do I help you towards mid here? Do I look towards long? I don't really know. I'm going to make it work anyway. Stefan, rifle, just blowing the rounds away. As at this point, it is going to be simple, just point-and-click execution. As alternate attacks, they're comfortable in this round, but it's these buys were drawn towards yet again. North on a bit of a pause at least as they try and see if they can find themselves a bit of an avenue up on towards the site. Mert's actually getting himself 2 shots there, but the second doesn't quite connect to a kill, only damage. And that allows alternate attacks to eventually get themselves a clean sweep. North Academy still stuck up on 15, while alternate attacks move up to 6.
It is a mountainous task ahead, but even Everest has been climbed, dear Flakes.
You can have some belief. I'll give you that. I like that.
I mean, this round...
I was the first to preach it, right? But
yeah. This round looks doable. I mean, it is just pistols. We've seen alternate attacks already win gun rounds. So if they're going to lose this game, it should never be on a round like this. That's no excuses. Marquis is going to get fully flashed, so he gives up the angle now. This could indicate that there is a player coming close left, and he's going to hear it, but he doesn't preemptively peek, and Acor takes the frag. That's costly, because now Ekton's dead. I might have jinxed them as Crisby's able to find something here for attacks to play off of, but the CT's amongst the terrorists, and everyone's so close. The pistols, the ops, they're firing off, and it is just down to Stefan. No! Why? I did it. The caster's curse. That's the round they couldn't lose, and that's the round they lose it on.
That is literally heartbreaking. Take a man's heart and run with it for all I care, as that game comes to a very unfortunate end. But hey, North Academy, well played to them. I mean, I could beat around the bush, I could try and dress it up in a bunch of fancy words, but what it comes down